Now we down here for Sistas, and for real, Penelope, I should have known it was you that went and, took a knife to that man's heart. Okay, so basically it goes down like this. Scary Gary's awake, and Hudson had been calling ANDI all night and all that stuff, and he got upset with her when she finally came in. And she was like, first and foremost, lower your tone, because you're an assistant. You're nothing more, nothing less, okay? Just because you have power of attorney means nothing, because once he wakes up, I'll have you removed. Be fucking for real and quit playing with me. I had company over when he first called, and when my company left, I came directly to the hospital. Now, here's the issue with that. When I got here, visiting hours were over, so it wasn't like I could do anything because visiting hours were over. And if you keep playing with me and keep talking to me crazy, I'm going to have you removed as my man's power of attorney. And you know who walks in at that moment? Penelope. And she's all upset, talking about your man. And, ANDI tries to explain to her, but Penelope is all stuck up in her own head and her own ass, and she don't want to hear nothing that, ANDI got to say. So she's ranting and raving and like doing all that mess, and it's just like, girl, shut up, be fucking for real, and go do something else. So when she goes in there to see, Gary, because now, Scary Gary's awake, he don't remember her. She slaps him to try to remind him, but he don't remember her. He confused, like, who is this person? He don't know who Hudson is. Hudson is the power of attorney, and ANDI wants to know, like, is this memory loss? Like, is this serious? Is this permanent? What's going on? But once again, Hudson flexes, I'm power of attorney. I can do whatever I want. So in the parking lot, Jordan and Penelope meet up, and he was like, you had blood all over you. Do you remember how I found you? You had blood all over you. And she was like, oh my God, did I stab Gary? Yes, you did. Danny has a therapy appointment, and she's talking to her therapist, and she's trying to dance around, a lot of stuff. Like when she tells her therapist, Tony put me in a leadership program, and the therapist asks, how did you deal with that? She's trying to dance around the subject, and she admits she cussed him out. And her therapist tells her some real. You use sex, smoking, drinking, and a little bit of anger to cope, and it's not good coping mechanisms. You're just putting all of this off until something else comes up or something else bubbles all this up again for you. Maybe you need to practice abstinence in the future whenever you're ready to do whatever you're going to do. So down to the airport, Danny tells Tony she's going to go into the leadership training, and she feels like the good option is to better herself and take her mind off her vices, which are sex, drinking, smoking, anger, all those things. So, shout out to Danny for actually getting herself together and realizing that, you don't have to do something because this man tells you have to do something. And you don't have to look at the things that he suggested for you to do as bad things. You could better yourself and be a better person because you want to. And maybe if you start to separate yourself from a lot of your vices, you might actually see yourself grow and heal in the ways that you want to grow and heal. So I'm happy for Danny. Now, Sabrina and Karen meet up to talk about the business plan for Roots to Riches, and after they get done with that, they down to the juice bar. She starts to ask Karen about her love life. She asks about Trey, and he's taken. She's like, well, maybe you need to get back with your ex. Not Zach, but Aaron. And it's just like, girl, please. At the end of the day, I don't see that happening. I honestly think that Aaron is in on the whole kill Gary plot with Penelope. That's just my opinion. But we continue. So later on down to the bank, Karen and Pam are there talking business when Aaron comes in looking like a bag of money. He done finally got himself together. He stopped wearing them ugly ass clothes. And I was like, good for you, sir. And also while we're at the bank, Maurice and Paige are arguing again, giving each other the cold shoulder. Paige is doing her best to be the worst blank word document in the face of the history, calling out Sabrina for being 1 minute late to work and saying that, oh, you only got your job and you're only the boss of me because of affirmative action and diversity and inclusion measures. And Sabrina had to put her in her place real classy like and tell her, listen, the reason I have my job, she said more than this, but she had to let her know. The reason I have my job is because I'm more qualified than you are. I'm overqualified. You're not qualified for this job. When you get qualified for this job, by the time you make it to being qualified for this job, I will be overqualified and I will still be your boss. Shut it down. What, booth? And if I want to be 1 minute late, I can be 1 minute late. How do you help? You so worried about me being 1 minute late, you're not even on your job, Paige. That right there can get you fired. You so worried about clocking Sabrina's tea and clocking Sabrina when she coming in and out of the bank. You're not even on your job. You gonna mess around and get yourself fired. And it ain't gonna be something Maurice did this time. So Fatima and Zach are talking about Robin having that footage of her, getting pushed down by Gary's bodyguards and, saying, oh, you have motive to, try to get Scary Gary up out of here. And Zach is like, no, not trying to go back to jail. Don't want you to go to jail. We got Michael. We got this, we got all these things going on. And Zach is encouraging Fatima to use, who she got on speed dial, Madam, to, take care of Robin and Hayden. And she's like, listen, I'm not trying to off Robin, but I still think Hayden is hiding something. So what is going to happen? Zach is going to follow him and figure out what he's hiding. And Andy and Fatima eventually talk on this episode. And, if Fatima goes over to the condo and she tells her what's been going on down to the law firm. She's very shocked that Hayden has her course load. And she wonders how, Fatima knows that someone let her, she wants to know why Fatima will allow someone to do that to her. And Fatima lets her know because he has evidence against me. You gonna work for Hayden? What's going on? And she was like, because he has evidence against me. I'm not just letting this happen. He has evidence against me that could get me in trouble. Girl, I'm not doing this because I want to. So Andy lets her know, oh, yeah, Scary Gary's awake. And, Penelope slapped me. And Fatima was like, listen, I'm gonna teach you how to fight. Because at the end of the day, you're going to know how to fight. Also, Scary Gary does not know who Hudson is, so that's a great thing. And I know from the preview, or was it this episode? But I think it was the preview. From the preview, I know that Zach is going to follow Hayden. And this is where he finds out that Hayden has a sex tape that he tried to have deleted, but it's on the cloud thanks to Tamara, or whatever her name is. And then Tamara is going to pop up down to the hospital, and she's going to find out that Scary Gary has amnesia and he doesn't remember anything. I still think she had a hand in the stab to the heart. I do. Ain't gonna lie to you, I do. But this was an okay episode. Wasn't a whole bunch of mess. We were just trying to really get back into the swing of things, of what's going on with the girls and, they loved ones and they people. But I feel like next episode is gonna be messy because Jordan gonna come down there, even though Penelope told Andy to stay away. Jordan gonna come down there to the condo talking about, I need you to represent my sister because she stabbed that man. And I was like, I could have told y'all she stabbed that man. I've been said she stabbed that man. A plausible, somebody that was plausible to have stabbed that man would have been Aaron. That could have thrown a monkey wrench in it. That definitely could have thrown a monkey wrench in it. But I digress. That was it for the Sistas recap review. Because it's my channel, I can do what I want. Check those links in the description box down below. Don't forget to come back over here for soap opera content, wrestling content, more recap reviews of Sistas, and so much more. And hit those links in the description box down below. And hit that notification bell. Hit that subscription button. And I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.